Claire of Perceiving a Life, and tonight I'm going to cut my hair. You guys have seen my natural hair before, and it's super curly, but for my own purposes right now, and cutting my hair at home, it's very important that it be as straight as I can possibly get it. You can see I've got some layers and stuff in it already, but if you could see these split ends, you would be like, girl, what have you been doing for the last 6 weeks? And it's mostly just been deep conditioning, I promise, but my hair just breaks really easy. So, and it's a little bit longer on one side than the other. So we're gonna avoid that this evening. But stay tuned, and I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do to my head. So the first step is actually to become a unicorn, and I'm not even kind of joking. This part bothers me a lot to put on the internet, but if you're not familiar with alopecia areata, go and check out my video about why I wear a scarf sometimes and talk funny, and then do your own research. If you like to leave some hate in the comments, then feel free to be excused. I will excuse you. So, I'm going to take my brush and try not to have any like lumpies or anything in the back, and I'm going to flip my head over and brush it all toward the front. I will have some, because I've got some high breakage in the back from wearing it in a ponytail so much, but that's okay. I'm just going to get it all to the front the best that I can, and I've got bangs cut into my hair, so those are going to be a different length than everything else, but I'm going to trim those up separately. They don't really need a trim quite yet. Okay, so let me look at it. It looks ridiculous, but it works. I do need to mention that I'm not a licensed cosmetologist, and that I'm not, any kind of professional. I'm not even telling you to do this to your hair. I'm just kind of showing you how I do it, because going to the salon is super expensive, even if you know somebody, and I just don't have the money for somebody else to cut my hair. When I originally started doing this, it wasn't out of financial need. It was actually because I had gone to a salon and gotten 3 different people 3 separate times to cut my hair, and all 3 times they had done a horrible, horrible, horrible choppy job, and I hated it. So I decided I was going to figure out how to do it at home. So for this, I need 2, because of the length of my hair, I need 2 rubber bands. But here is my unicorn horn, and it looks absolutely ridiculous. Let me get to where I can see you. It looks absolutely ridiculous, but it puts the right layers in my hair that I want, and I gotta get it right in the middle of my forehead. But anyway, that is step 1. Okay, for step 2, it's the other rubber band that you need. And I take it and I come straight out with it, and I just pin up to where I have my bangs starting to fall through, straight out. Okay, it goes around several times, like that. So, yeah, even more ridiculous. Weird, So then, if I can do this without dropping everything in my medicine cabinet on top of my phone. Step 3 is taking your scissors or shears or whatever you got and cutting off the ends. So I hold it straight out because I'll clean it up later. But you can see how uneven it is right now. And it was perfectly even and everything when I did it last. But I'm just going to pull it straight out and decide about where I want it to go, which is about that much off. I probably need more off, but you can always take more off, but you can't put it back on. So I start small. And I'm just going to cut it right into my sink. And try not to cut my fingers because my scissors are dull. I probably should have sharpened them before I started. And it's super easy to mess up. All of you who are hairstylists are going to be totally freaking out right now. But with my hair being curly like it is, I promise you're not going to notice the little imperfections. And it's just going to feel way better. Alright, so I pulled it straight out, and it's not absolutely perfect. But then I will take it closer to my face, and it's fairly straight. And I'll just trim it up just a little bit. Alright, and then you do what is called point cut. And they have special scissors for this. Obviously I don't have them, but you just hold it flat like this and cut directly into it. You don't want to come in at an angle at all, otherwise you're going to have huge chunks missing out of your hair. But you're just going to take it and cut straight into it. That way you don't end up with such a defined blunt edge. If that's what you're into, great. It's not what I'm into. So I'm just gonna do this until I feel like it looks fluffy enough. I'm actually gonna do the rest of this off camera, so when I take it down, you'll be able to see. Okay guys, I actually took a little bit of extra length off, and then I finished my point cutting, and I wanted to show you that it doesn't look nearly as ridiculous when you let it down. So, it's a lot shorter, and I'm actually pretty pleased with it. I'm going to run a brush through it real quick though. Oh my goodness, it feels so much better. I'm actually excited to go to work tomorrow now and like show it off. So I didn't lose a ton of the length, but it is noticeably shorter, and you know, that's what I'm left with. I'm thinking about having, because I do have so much breakage underneath, I'm thinking about having my friend come in and just take off and not layer anymore. I'm thinking about having her take off just this much of the length at the bottom so that some of that can start growing in a little bit healthier. And because it's the summertime and I don't need my hair to be this long. But anyway, that's how it goes, and I'm pretty satisfied with the results myself. It's still a little bit longer on that one side. Well, I'm gonna work on that off camera and play with my hair forever because it feels amazing. But as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you around.